The city of The Hague is the third largest city in the Netherlands, with over 500,000 inhabitants in the municipality itself and more than 1 million in the metropolitan region. The city was connected to the Dutch rail network in 1843. However, in contrast to most other medium to large sized cities, The Hague doesn't have one big central station, but rather multiple very different ones. Two stations, Den Haag Spoor and Den Haag Centraal, are full intercity stations, meaning that every train stops there. The third major station, Den Haag Laan van NOE, is an odd station, at which some intercity services do stop and others don't. I will make a video on this at a later date. Today we will be taking a look at the largest of the three stations, Den Haag Centraal. Den Haag Centraal, or the Hague Central Station, is the largest terminus station in the country, with 12 tracks and 91,000 passengers per day. It is also a truly multimodal station, with 9 forms of transport coming together at this hub. The main focus is the national rail system, which, from this station, is operated solely by NS. Trams, light rail and city buses operated by HTM connect the station with the entire city and its surroundings. Multiple regional buses, used heavily by commuters, have Den Haag Centraal as their terminal station. The new bus station will also include a new pick-up and drop-off area for long-distance and international buses. Since we are in the Netherlands, one of the main ways to get to the station is by bike. There are currently 2 main bicycle storage facilities at the station, one underneath and one next to it. This isn't nearly enough for the amount of people commuting by bike. The front square of the station is currently getting an entire makeover, including a new bicycle storage facility. The station itself does not have any car parking facilities, but some surrounding buildings do. There is also a kiss and ride drop-off in front of the station. Under one of the bicycle parking facilities, the one next to the station, you can also find a taxi stand. The station sits in the political heart of the city, and thereby the country. If you walk out of the main entrance of the station, you will immediately see the newly refurbished Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Next to and behind this, you can also see the ministries of Security and Justice, Culture, Education and Science, Internal Affairs and Kingdom Relations, Social Affairs and Employment, Public Health, Welfare and Sport, and Infrastructure and Water Management. Just a stone's throw away are the other ministries like Finance, Defence and General Affairs. About a 6-minute walk from the station, or one stop on the trams 2, 3, 4 or 6, is the city centre, from where you can reach the main shopping district as well as the historic centre including the Houses of Parliament. All in all, the station is pretty well located in the heart of the city. With the surroundings and history done, let's take a look at the main focus of the station, the trains. As mentioned earlier, the station has 12 main tracks. Tracks 11 and 12 used to be used by the metro to Rotterdam, but in 2016 a separate terminus was opened above the main station. 22 trains leave and enter the station every hour, and due to it being a terminus station, you can see 44 train movements per hour on just one side. That's almost one every 1.5 minutes. Tracks 1 through 3 are used for services to the south, which, after making a sharp 90-degree turn out of the station, stop first at Den Haag Spoor, the other big station in the city. 6 trains an hour leave here, 4 regional sprint trains to Dordrecht, and 2 intercity trains to Eindhoven, both via Rotterdam. The sprinter services are operated with SGMM material, and the intercity is a locomotive-hauled train with Trax locomotives and ICRM carriages. Tracks 4, 5 and 6 are for eastbound trains. Services every hour here are 2 intercities to Utrecht Centraal, 2 sprinters to 's-Hertogenbosch, 2 sprinters to Gouda-Goverwelle, 1 intercity to Amersfoort-Schothorst and 1 intercity to Enschede. The latter 2 are both going via Utrecht Centraal as well. During peak hours, the intercity to Amersfoort will serve Apeldoorn and Deventer too. The intercities are operated with either the iconic ICMM koplopers, mainly the trains to Amersfoort and Enschede, or the newly refurbished DDZs, which are modernized DDARs. The sprinters are operated with SLTs. Tracks 7, 8, 9 and 10 are all used for the northbound services. Despite passing through Den Haaglaan van NOE, the intercity services do not stop there. The sprinters do. All trains call at Hague Centraal and then split off towards either Haarlem or Schiphol Airport. The 5 services from these platforms are 2 intercities to Amsterdam Centraal, 2 sprinters to Amsterdam Centraal, 2 sprinters to Haarlem, and 2 intercities going to the far north of the country, of which one terminates at Leeuwarden and the other in Groningen. The sprinters to Haarlem are operated with the newest rolling stock of the NS, namely the SNG trains built by CAF in 2018. The intercities to Amsterdam are operated with VERMs, whilst the ones to the north are operated with ICMMs. As seen on this map, there are a lot of destinations that you can reach from the station, 72 to be precise. If you change at Den Haag HS, you can also catch a train to Belgium. As you might have noticed, currently no trains run from tracks 11 and 12. These tracks used to be in use by the RET, the Rotterdam Public Transit Agency, as the terminus for Metro Line E. This line connects multiple smaller towns to the cities of Rotterdam and The Hague. It can probably be better classified as a light rail rather than a metro, but only up until it reaches Rotterdam, where it goes underground. The metro runs around every 10 minutes outside of the peak hours and up to 9 times per hour during the peak. This considered, it isn't a very high throughput line, but it is still used very heavily. In 2016, a new terminus for the line was built, more than 20 meters above the old tracks. But getting to the station from outside the city isn't enough. You also have to be able to move around the city itself. This is where the city buses and trams come into play. There are 3 main areas where you can change onto these modes of transport. Let's first take a look at the bus station. The bus station was rebuilt in 2019 and will be fully open in 2020. It now features a large wave-like white roof with a skylight, where you can wait for and alight the buses. Due to The Hague being a very tram-heavy city, there are only a few bus routes operated by HTM. These are lines 20 through 29. Bus 28 is the newest route, operated with fully electric buses, and it is one of the many lines that takes you directly to the beach. The bus platform is above the train tracks and is connected to the Prins Bernhard viaduct. When the station is fully functional, there will also be multiple platforms for international buses and tour buses. Many regional buses also terminate here, with buses coming from, for example, Wassenaar, Leiden and Lisse. However, despite the plethora of buses, the main way to move around in the city of The Hague is the vast tram network. Den Haag Centraal has 2 locations for the trams to stop, one lower and one upper level, with in total 8 platforms. The unique upper level is located inside the train station that makes for an incredibly easy connection to the trains. The trams enter and exit the station through its glass walls and stop on a small viaduct with 4 tracks. The trams that stop on the upper level are lines 2, 3, 4 and 6. Lines 3 and 4 are part of the Randstad rail network and become fully grade separated after exiting the station to the northeast. Facing the other way, the trams go into a tunnel and into the city centre. This almost metro-style section of the network is also the busiest, with all the main shops, houses of parliament, cinemas and all the rest located here. The trams take you to the far outskirts of the city and run from 5 in the morning until 1 at night. Trams 3 and 4 are operated with Alstom Regio Citadis material, whilst Tram 2 is operated mainly with the new Siemens Avenios and Tram 6 is operated with the old GTLs. The lower level is just in front of the station when you exit it on the city centre side. Again, there are 4 platforms. The lines calling here are lines 9, 15, 16 and 17. Lines 15 and 17 originate and terminate here. They all connect Den Haag Centraal with Den Haag HS, although via different routes, 17 being the most direct with only 1 intermediate stop. All are operated with Siemens Avenios apart from line 16, which is operated with the GTLs. Inside of the station, you can find many commercial establishments such as an Albert Heijn to go, a Julius Pastor shop, a Starbucks and also a service and ticket center. There is also a huge LED screen in the middle displaying news, advertisements and other random stuff. During the winter months, an oliebollen stand is situated just outside of the station, where you can get your typically Dutch ball of deliciously oily dough. Dotted around everywhere are the ubiquitous yellow ticket machines, as well as a piano on which to play. The entire station is accessible for everyone, with lifts taking you to the different levels and white stripes to guide the visually impaired. In 2020, a big new departure board will come to the station, just like there was before. Utrecht Centraal and Rotterdam Centraal are also getting one. The shops in the station are accessible for everyone, whilst the trains are only accessible legally if you have a valid ticket. OV-chipkaart barriers are in place everywhere, but are not yet closed due to them possibly becoming a fire hazard. On one side of the station you can find the tallest building in the city, standing 158 meters tall. The Hague is blessed to have such a nice and unique station with multimodality at its core. I will make more videos surrounding the stations in and around The Hague, so watch out for those. I also hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. The next video will most likely be about the new Tramline 22 that just opened in the city of Utrecht, so watch out for that. Again, thank you for watching this video. I wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and all the best for 2020.